las adoro.
Welcome to our Magical Garden DIY series, where creativity meets sustainability. In this video, we explore fun, eco-friendly projects that transform everyday recycled materials into charming garden decor and functional art. From miniature fairy gardens built with broken pots and pebble pathways to whimsical fairy houses crafted from cork and twigs, each idea invites you to bring a little magic and personality to your outdoor space. Discover how old tires become colorful planters, plastic spoons turn into vibrant flowers, and even discarded ladders transform into stunning plant displays. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just love crafting, these upcycled projects show how a little imagination can breathe new life into forgotten objects, making your garden a beautiful, enchanted haven. So, grab your materials and let's create something wonderful together. Nestled at the corner of a lush backyard or along the edge of a sunny porch, miniature fairy gardens invite the imagination to wander. At the heart of these enchanting displays are broken pot fairy houses, tiny sanctuaries born from once shattered terracotta vessels. Instead of discarding cracked or chipped pots, garden lovers repurpose them into whimsical fairy homes. Carefully stacked or partially buried, these fragments are brought to life with weatherproof paints in soft, earthy hues. Moss fills the crevices, and pebble-sized stones accent doors and windows, transforming ruins into rustic fairy dwellings. Each layer of the pot becomes a new level of a mystical miniature home, suggesting rooms or balconies where fairies might linger at dusk. Leading from one tiny abode to the next are hand-laid pebble pathways, meandering like woodland trails. These winding routes are made of small stones collected from local parks or backyard nooks, each chosen for shape and texture. As the sun shifts, light dances across the pebbles, drawing the eye along each path and deeper into the scene. The careful arrangement of these walkways not only adds structure but also imbues the space with a sense of motion, as if the fairies might return at any moment. Together, broken pot houses and pebble paths form a charming diorama of magic, resilience, and wonder, proof that even discarded fragments can become the foundation of something beautiful. In a cozy corner of the garden, where sunlight filters softly through leafy branches, recycled wood plant stands breathe new life into forgotten timber. Among the most beloved creations are pallet wood tiered stands, ingeniously repurposed from discarded shipping pallets. With a bit of sanding and thoughtful construction, these humble boards transform into tiered platforms, perfect for showcasing miniature pots, flowering succulents, or detailed fairy garden scenes. Each level adds vertical interest, drawing the eye upward and making even the smallest garden space feel abundant and layered. The rustic texture of the wood, with its worn nails and weather-stained grain, tells a story of reuse and creativity, blending seamlessly with the natural environment. Just steps away, weathered driftwood is reimagined into delicate floating shelves and low garden stands. These organic forms, twisted, smoothed, and bleached by time, bring a sculptural elegance to any display. Whether nailed into fences or tied with sturdy twine to wooden posts, each shelf holds petite planters or whimsical figurines with quiet strength. Driftwood's irregular shapes and soft tones enhance the garden's sense of tranquility, suggesting a harmony between land and sea. Together, Pallet stands and driftwood shelves celebrate the beauty of repurposed materials, proving that even the most unassuming scraps can become cherished parts of a living, breathing outdoor haven. As twilight descends, upcycled glass jar lanterns begin to cast their enchanting glow throughout the garden, turning ordinary spaces into realms of magic. Old mason jars, once used for preserves and pickles, find a second life as radiant fairy lights. With a delicate touch, these jars are painted in translucent hues, soft blues, gentle greens, warm ambers, that catch and diffuse the flickering light within. Nestled inside are battery-powered LED candles or strings of tiny fairy lights, their gentle illumination shimmering through the colored glass. Hung from tree branches or placed along garden walls, these painted mason jar lights create a warm, inviting ambience that beckons evening visitors and delights the imagination. Nearby, a different kind of lantern takes form. Glass jars filled with layers of sand or pebbles collected from beaches and local parks become natural-themed candle holders. Each jar cradles a small tea light, its flame dancing atop the sandy or rocky bed. The texture beneath softens the glow, casting gentle shadows that ripple along garden paths and patios. These simple yet elegant lanterns evoke the calmness of nature and the comfort of home, lighting the way with a quiet, organic charm. Together, the painted jar lights and sand-filled candle holders illuminate the night, transforming the garden into a twinkling fairyland where magic seems possible at every turn. In the garden's quiet corners, natural moss art frames offer a fresh way to celebrate the beauty of living greenery. Old picture frames, reclaimed from dusty attics or thrift shops, are transformed into striking botanical artworks. Each frame is filled with lush, vibrant moss, sometimes preserved for long-lasting texture, other times live, gently thriving in the shaded nooks of garden walls or fences. These green canvases add bursts of natural color and softness against weathered wood or stone, turning ordinary surfaces into eye-catching displays. The contrast between the rustic frame and the velvety moss invites a closer look, evoking a sense of peaceful wilderness captured in miniature. Nearby, another creative idea blooms: corkboard moss boards. These repurposed corkboards become functional art when covered with patches of living moss, creating soft, tactile surfaces perfect for pinning notes, seed packets, or cherished garden photos. The moss cushions add a whimsical touch, blending practicality with natural beauty. Whether used indoors or outside under shelter, these boards keep garden reminders close at hand while celebrating the calm, grounding presence of greenery. Together, reclaimed wood frames and moss-covered corkboards invite nature inside everyday life, weaving texture, color, and function into a harmonious garden story. In a world increasingly mindful of waste, recycled plastic bottle bird feeders bring new life to discarded materials while welcoming feathered friends to the garden. Brightly painted bottle feeders begin as humble plastic containers, transformed by vibrant colors and playful designs. Carefully cut openings allow easy access to seeds, inviting birds of all kinds to perch and feast. Hung from tree branches or garden hooks, these cheerful feeders not only reduce plastic waste but also create lively outdoor scenes filled with fluttering wings and joyful chirps. Each bottle becomes a beacon of sustainability and creativity, demonstrating how simple upcycling can support local wildlife and brighten the garden at once. Alongside the feeders, plastic bottles take on a second role as hanging planters. By cutting strategic holes and filling them with soil, these lightweight containers cradle small plants, succulents, herbs, or trailing vines that thrive in vertical spaces. Suspended from pergolas or fences, these green pockets add layers of greenery without taking up ground space, making them ideal for small yards or urban gardens. Together, painted feeders and hanging planters showcase how recycled plastic can be reinvented into functional art, blending environmental care with natural beauty in a harmonious garden dance. In the heart of every garden, a story unfolds not just in the plants themselves, but in the little details that guide and delight. DIY stone and shell garden markers turn simple natural objects into charming signposts that celebrate both creativity and sustainability. Smooth garden stones, gathered from walks or backyard paths, become canvases for delicate artwork and lettering. Carefully painted with plant names, fairy symbols, or tiny flowers, these rocks add a whimsical touch to herb beds and flower patches. Their bright colors and playful designs invite gardeners and visitors alike to pause and appreciate the magic woven into every leaf and petal. Complementing the painted stones are shell markers, crafted from larger seashells collected from beachcombing adventures. Once cleaned and dried, these shells are transformed with painted details or gently engraved plant names, becoming elegant, durable labels nestled among soil and greenery. Their natural curves and pearly surfaces catch sunlight, adding sparkle and texture to garden rows. Both stones and shells offer a sustainable alternative to plastic tags, blending art and function while honoring the earth's gifts. Together, these handmade markers tell a quiet tale of mindful gardening, where nature, imagination, and care come together to nurture life in every corner. In the lively corners of a garden, reclaimed metal art sculptures bring movement and whimsy through unexpected materials. Empty tin cans, once destined for recycling bins, are transformed into delicate wind spinners that dance with the breeze. Carefully cut and shaped into blooming flowers or twinkling stars, these metallic creations catch sunlight and twist gracefully, creating kinetic charm that enlivens the outdoor space. Their shiny surfaces and rhythmic spins invite a playful energy, turning gentle gusts into a magical spectacle. These tin can spinners celebrate the beauty of reuse, proving that even the simplest scraps can be reborn into joyful art. Not far away, scrap metal fairy figures nestle quietly among plants and rocks. Crafted from bits of old nails, twisted wires, and forgotten hardware, these small sculptures capture the imagination with their rustic hand-forged details. Each fairy or insect figure tells a story of transformation, where discarded pieces become enchanting guardians of the garden. Their rough textures contrast beautifully with soft leaves and blooming petals, adding depth and artistry to the landscape. Together, tin can wind spinners and scrap metal sculptures infuse the garden with both motion and mystery, celebrating creativity and sustainability in perfect harmony. In the heart of a blooming garden, fabric scrap bunting and flags bring a burst of color and personality that dances in the breeze. Leftover fabric scraps, bits of cotton, linen, or faded prints, are lovingly sewn into vibrant bunting, strung between trees, fence posts, or pergolas. Each triangular flag carries its own unique pattern and story, turning simple stitches into a joyful celebration of creativity and sustainability. The patchwork of colors brightens shady corners and invites smiles from every passerby, all while making use of materials that might otherwise be discarded. This cheerful bunting transforms the garden into a festive, welcoming space where every scrap finds new purpose. Complementing the bunting, painted fabric flags add a touch of whimsy and artistry. Old pieces of fabric, carefully stretched and decorated with botanical prints, fairy motifs, or abstract designs using fabric paint, become fluttering banners that sway gently with the wind. Their hand-painted details evoke a sense of magic and wonder, perfect for gardens where imagination blooms alongside flowers. Hung on ropes or thin poles, these flags create a playful rhythm of movement and color, blending handcrafted charm with natural beauty. Together, recycled bunting and painted flags turn fabric scraps into garden celebrations, reminders that even the smallest pieces can brighten a space with heart and creativity. In the garden's playful corners, upcycled tire planters turn discarded rubber into vibrant statements of creativity and sustainability. Old tires, often overlooked as waste, are transformed with bold, bright paint, shades of turquoise, sunny yellow, or deep magenta, that instantly breathe life into their hefty forms. Stacked carefully, these colorful tire pots become striking containers for lush flowers, hardy succulents, or trailing vines. Their sturdy shapes provide a unique contrast to the soft greenery they cradle, adding height and texture to garden beds or patios. Beyond their visual appeal, these planters embody the spirit of reuse, proving that what was once cast aside can become a joyful centerpiece. Nearby, the tires take on a more whimsical role as fairy beds. Filled with rich soil and cushioned with soft moss, these circular nests invite tiny garden fairies to rest and play. Adorned with miniature decorations, tiny doors, mushroom stools, and delicate fairy figurines, each tire becomes a cozy world of magic and imagination. The combination of rough rubber and tender moss creates a charming balance, blending industrial strength with natural softness. Together, painted tire pots and fairy beds transform ordinary tires into extraordinary garden features, celebrating both sustainability and enchantment in every corner of the outdoor space. Hidden among the greenery, bottle cap garden mosaics add unexpected bursts of color and texture, turning recycled trash into vibrant art. For garden pathways, flat stones or concrete slabs become canvases for playful mosaics made by gluing brightly colored bottle caps in intricate patterns. Reds, blues, yellows, and greens form swirling shapes, flowers, or abstract designs that catch the light with every step. These mosaic stones not only add a cheerful touch beneath feet but also create a tactile experience, connecting visitors to the garden through color and creativity. Each cap, once discarded, is reborn as a tiny jewel embedded in the earth, celebrating both sustainability and whimsy. On garden walls or fences, bottle cap art takes a different form: bold, eye-catching panels crafted by arranging caps on wooden boards. Patterns emerge from careful placement: geometric shapes, floral motifs, or playful spirals that transform plain surfaces into lively backdrops. Mounted like paintings, these panels invite admiration and spark conversation, their glossy finishes reflecting sunlight in bursts of color. Together, pathway mosaics and wall art turn everyday objects into storytelling pieces, weaving the joy of reuse into the garden's vibrant tapestry and reminding us that beauty can come from the most unexpected places. Scattered throughout the garden, repurposed wood log seats invite visitors to pause and soak in the surrounding beauty, blending natural textures with bursts of color and creativity. Tree stumps left from garden cleanup become the perfect foundation for charming seats. After careful sanding to smooth rough edges, these stumps are painted with bright, cheerful hues or whimsical fairy scenes: tiny wings fluttering amidst flowers, delicate mushrooms, or sparkling stars. Each seat becomes a vibrant focal point, merging the sturdy essence of wood with playful artistry. Placed under shady trees or near flower beds, these colorful stump seats offer both comfort and enchantment, turning simple logs into magical resting spots. Nearby, log slice side tables provide rustic yet functional surfaces that complement the garden's organic vibe. Slices of logs are stacked or set atop sturdy legs, then varnished to highlight the natural rings and grain patterns within the wood. These tables hold garden decorations, cups of tea, or fairy figurines, adding practical beauty to outdoor seating areas. Their smooth tops and warm earthy tones invite touch and admiration, blending effortlessly with plants and stones. Together, painted stump seats and log slice tables transform reclaimed wood into welcoming, artistic garden furniture, spaces where nature and creativity come together in perfect harmony. In the hidden nooks of a garden, upcycled wine cork fairy fences add delightful charm and playful texture, inviting the imagination to wander. Stacks of wine corks, carefully glued together either vertically or horizontally, transform into miniature fences or garden borders that seem perfectly scaled for fairy-sized inhabitants. These tiny barriers, rustic and textured, create whimsical boundaries around flower beds or fairy gardens, blending natural cork tones with the surrounding greenery. Their handcrafted appeal adds warmth and personality, turning ordinary garden edges into enchanting pathways where magic feels just within reach. Nearby, cork fairy doors bring another layer of fantasy to garden spaces. Small corks are carved or painted into intricate tiny doors, complete with knobs, windows, and whimsical colors. These miniature portals are gently attached to tree trunks, raised beds, or even fence posts, as if inviting fairies to step inside hidden worlds. Each door is a charming secret, sparking wonder in both children and adults alike. Together, cork fences and fairy doors weave storytelling and sustainability into the garden fabric, proving that with a little creativity, humble wine corks can unlock entire realms of enchantment and delight. In sunny kitchen windowsills and cozy garden corners, tin can herb planters bring fresh life to recycled materials while filling the air with fragrant aromas. Empty tin cans, once destined for the trash, are lovingly repainted with weatherproof colors, bright blues, cheerful reds, or soft pastels, that brighten any space. These painted compots cradle fragrant herbs like basil, thyme, and mint, offering gardeners a practical and charming way to grow fresh flavors at home. Their modest size makes them perfect for windowsills, shelves, or tabletop displays, where sunlight nurtures vibrant green leaves ready for harvest. For those seeking to maximize space, hanging can gardens provide a vertical solution. With sturdy wire hangers attached, these cans are suspended from hooks, branches, or garden trellises, creating living walls of herbs that sway gently in the breeze. This clever arrangement not only saves space but also adds a dynamic visual element to outdoor areas or patios. Together, painted tin cans and hanging gardens showcase how simple recycling paired with creativity can cultivate beauty and function. They invite gardeners to embrace sustainability while growing fresh herbs in the most delightful and accessible ways. Along the winding paths of a garden, driftwood ferry bridges create enchanting crossings that invite both the eye and the imagination to explore. Using small weathered pieces of driftwood gathered from shores and riverbanks, delicate miniature bridges are carefully assembled, twigs interlaced and balanced to form rustic pathways perfect for tiny fairy feet. Placed over garden ponds, mossy rocks, or nestled within fairy garden scenes, these bridges add a touch of natural charm and whimsy. Their organic shapes and textured surfaces blend effortlessly with the greenery, suggesting hidden stories of woodland creatures and magical journeys. Nearby, larger driftwood arches rise gracefully, transformed with bright paint and softly twinkling fairy lights. These vibrant gateways mark entrances to secret garden paths or cozy corners, glowing gently as dusk falls. The contrast between the rough, sun-bleached wood and the colorful hues invites a sense of wonder, while the lights cast playful shadows that seem to dance in rhythm with the breeze. Together, miniature bridges and painted driftwood arches turn simple natural materials into magical elements, weaving a narrative of discovery and enchantment throughout the garden's landscape. In the quiet corners of the garden, recycled paper seed bomb decorations blend art, nature, and sustainability into living treasures. Crafted from pulp made by recycling old paper, these seed bombs are mixed with native flower seeds to create small, round balls bursting with potential. Hand-shaped and gently dried, each seed bomb is decorated with natural dyes, earthy greens, soft yellows, or delicate purples, that hint at the blooms hidden inside. Scattered thoughtfully around the garden or nestled between plants, they invite the soil to awaken with bursts of wildflowers, inviting pollinators and adding vibrant splashes of color. These seed bombs are more than decorations, they are gifts to the earth, embodying a hopeful cycle of growth and renewal. Complementing them are seed paper tags, delicate shapes cut from the same recycled seed paper and used as plant markers or charming hanging decorations. Each tag carries the promise of life, sprouting shoots when planted directly into soil, blurring the line between ornament and garden. Whether labeling herbs or dangling from branches, seed paper tags fuse function with magic, connecting gardeners to the rhythms of nature. Together, seed bombs and seed paper tags create a garden story rooted in care, creativity, and the simple joy of watching life bloom from recycled beginnings. In the garden's quiet corners, old book page garden art brings a touch of vintage charm and literary whimsy to outdoor spaces. Pages torn from weathered books, especially those adorned with delicate floral illustrations, are transformed into laminated garden signs. Waterproof and durable, these signs offer an elegant way to label flower beds or herb patches, their faded text and intricate drawings adding a nostalgic layer of beauty. Hung on stakes or attached to fences, the laminated pages tell quiet stories, connecting the garden's living blooms to the timeless allure of printed pages. They serve as gentle reminders of nature's inspiration for art and literature alike. Elsewhere, vintage book pages find new life through decoupage on flower pots. Carefully glued and sealed onto clay or terracotta containers, these pages wrap pots in soft, textural layers of antique script and botanical prints. The pots gain a handcrafted literary aesthetic, blending the love of gardening with the love of books. Weathered edges and subtle hues complement the natural tones of soil and plants, creating harmonious, eye-catching displays. Together, laminated book page signs and decoupage pots merge the worlds of nature and storytelling, transforming the garden into a sanctuary where creativity blossoms alongside flowers and words. In the imaginative corners of the garden, plastic spoon flower decorations transform everyday objects into whimsical works of art. By carefully cutting the rounded heads of plastic spoons into delicate petal shapes and painting them in vibrant colors, these humble utensils become radiant garden blooms. Attached to slender sticks or stakes, the spoon petals catch sunlight and add a playful pop of color among living plants. Their shiny surfaces and soft curves mimic real flowers, offering a charming, sustainable way to brighten beds and borders. Each painted spoon flower is a small celebration of creativity, turning simple materials into lasting garden joy. Beyond flowers, spoons take on magical new roles as fairy wings for tiny garden figurines. With their curved shapes and smooth textures, spoons become perfect wing-like structures that attach to handcrafted fairies, lending them an ethereal, shimmering quality. Nestled among moss, leaves, and petals, these spoon-winged fairies add a touch of enchantment and storytelling to garden scenes. Together, Painted spoon flowers and spoon fairy wings breathe life and imagination into recycled materials, inviting visitors to discover magic in the most unexpected places throughout the garden. In the garden, recycled fabric plant holders bring a cozy, handmade touch while giving new life to worn textiles. Old denim pockets, carefully cut from beloved jeans, become charming mini planters when sewn onto wooden boards or hung individually. These sturdy pockets cradle small plants, succulents, herbs, or wildflowers, offering a creative way to display greenery vertically or on walls. The faded denim, with its soft texture and rugged character, contrasts beautifully with fresh, vibrant leaves, adding a rustic yet contemporary vibe to the garden space. These pocket planters invite a tactile connection, blending fabric and foliage in a unique harmony. Similarly, old canvas tote bags find second lives as practical, portable planters. By cutting and filling them with rich soil, these durable bags hold a variety of plants while remaining lightweight and easy to move. Perfect for balconies, patios, or sunny spots, tote bag planters combine sustainability with versatility, transforming everyday objects into lush, living containers. Whether hanging or standing, denim pockets and tote bags showcase the power of upcycling, turning fabric scraps into flourishing garden homes, where creativity and care grow hand in hand. In the garden, a reused ladder plant display offers both rustic charm and creative functionality, turning forgotten objects into captivating showcases for greenery and fairy tales. An old wooden ladder, given new life with a fresh coat of paint, perhaps a cheerful pastel or bold primary color, becomes a tiered plant stand. Its steps host an array of potted plants, from bright flowers to delicate succulents, or even miniature fairy garden scenes complete with tiny houses and figures. This vertical display adds height and dimension to the garden, making use of space in an artistic way. The ladder's worn wood, softened by paint, contrasts beautifully with vibrant leaves and blossoms, blending the past and present in a lively outdoor tableau. Alternatively, a hanging ladder planter transforms the ladder into a floating garden feature. Suspended horizontally by sturdy ropes, the ladder becomes a unique frame from which small pots, lanterns, or whimsical decorations dangle gently in the breeze. This suspended garden not only maximizes space but also adds movement and intrigue, drawing eyes upward and creating a sense of magic. Together, painted wooden ladders and hanging ladder planters illustrate how simple upcycling can redefine garden aesthetics, merging practicality with enchantment to celebrate the beauty of reuse. Nestled among the greenery, cork and twig fairy houses bring an enchanting handcrafted spirit to the garden, inviting imagination and wonder. These tiny dwellings are lovingly built with delicate twig walls, carefully woven or stacked to form the cozy structure of each fairy home. Wine corks, repurposed as roof shingles, add texture and charm, their rounded forms mimicking rustic tiles under which magical inhabitants might hide. The natural materials blend seamlessly with mossy patches and flower petals, creating miniature worlds that feel both timeless and alive. Placed near tree roots or tucked into shaded nooks, these fairy houses become secret refuges where stories of woodland magic come to life. Complementing the houses, cork door frames serve as whimsical entrances to these tiny realms. Small doors carved or painted from cork invite curious glances, framed by delicate twig wreaths intertwined with moss and tiny blossoms. These fairy doors transform plain tree trunks, fence posts, or garden walls into portals to fantasy, sparking joy and curiosity for visitors of all ages. Together, twig walls with cork roofs and cork door frames with natural decorations weave a garden tale rich in creativity and sustainability, where the simple beauty of recycled materials invites magic to flourish in every corner. Thanks so much for joining us on this creative journey of upcycling and garden magic. We hope these projects inspire you to see everyday items, like wine corks, tin cans, driftwood, and even old book pages, in a new light, turning trash into treasure that brightens your garden with charm and personality. Don't forget, sustainability and creativity go hand in hand, and with a little time and love, you can craft unique spaces filled with fairy lights, painted stones, and whimsical decorations that delight both the eyes and the soul. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to catch all our upcoming DIYs. Share your creations with us, and let's keep spreading green, magical ideas one garden at a time. See you next time. Cazadoro.